Baltimore police officer has resigned after a disturbing video showing him beating a man. Let's take a look at this. This is the video that went viral. The officer is seen throwing a number of punches and eventually forcing 26-year-old Deshaun McGreer to the ground. Baltimore police say the situation escalated when McGreer refused to hand over his ID. His lawyer says he's got a fractured jaw, fractured ribs, and damage to his eye socket. The second officer seen in the video has been placed on administrative duties pending an investigation.
Let's bring in Darren Porcher, retired NYPD lieutenant and criminal justice professor. Darren, what in God's name is happening here?
I mean, this is an atrocity to say the least. And what it does is it violates the public trust. When we go back to what happened with Freddie Gray just a couple of years ago, you have that symbiotic relationship that should exist between police and community. Police gain tips from the community, but it all focuses on that level of trust.
But what would be a scenario? Listen, we can't see the video before this.
Right.
But what would be the scenario where this would be the end result?
Well, just to give you a background on me, I was a lieutenant in the NYPD Internal Affairs Bureau. Oftentimes they investigated these types of cases. Ooh. In addition to that, I was a sergeant in the NYPD's police academy where I trained recruits. Police are there to restrain individuals and use the minimum amount of force necessary. This is clearly not the case here. What the officer should have done is he should have restrained the individual. Once the force was no longer necessary, that person should have been restrained and brought into custody. And we as the public, we see this as an atrocity because now it goes back to we're taking back that police-community relationship 10 years prior. And the African-American community has had this acrimonious relationship with police. And we look to 21st century policing and restoring the public's trust in law enforcement, and this goes in a different direction.
McGreer's attorney said this about the fact that both his client and the officer are both black. Let's listen.
Well, the thing is that, again, it cuts across racial lines. You've got some bad white officers, you've got some bad black officers. The black officers oftentimes are more aligned with the blue uniform than the brown skins of the people that they are policing.
That's a lot in one sentence, but this is an issue because Baltimore has a history of trouble between, as you just said, the African American community and the police. So how do you mix this all in?
Well, just bear in mind, you had an African-American officer and you had an African-American that was arrested. African-Americans do want to be policed accordingly, and they didn't sign up to have other African-American officers assault them. So it goes back to that relationship where the two entities need to coexist, and how do you effectively bring people into custody and not embark upon a boxing match, but professional policing. And that's the issue that we have here, the need for professional policing in instances like this, which creates a better or more harmonious environment for the African-American community and law enforcement.
Then just to go back, Freddie Gray was 3 years ago. Does this video, to you, is it a one-off, or does it show that nothing has improved in 3 years?
Well, it's very difficult to isolate this incident as to what's happening or what the precedence is in that department. But the truth of the matter is this is a viral video that does set back that relationship between police and community.
Hey, MSNBC fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there and click on any of the videos here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. You can get more MSNBC for free every day with our newsletters. Just visit msnbc.com/newsletters to sign up now.